I'm Ariana Grande.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Erivo.
And you're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Visit vpn.fm to discover more.
There's a cat over here. There's a cat over there. And the wrong one died. And the wrong one died.
Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of catastrophe. I'm your host, Mike Abrams, and today we have another amazing guest. She is currently performing as Emma Tate in Schmigadoon on Broadway, but I have been waiting to have her on this podcast for a long time because of an interview I saw she did where she discussed her love of cats and running her own Jellicle Balls in her basement, I believe. So welcome, Isabelle McCalla, and thank you for joining me.
So happy to be here.
I read this, I think it was when you were promoting the prom. I think this is when this article came out. And obviously I knew a lot of people associated with the prom, and I'm from Indiana, so I went and saw it multiple times. And I was like, eventually you're going to have to come on this show because this is a cat show. And I'm so glad that Schmigadoon is what we're doing because I had a blast at Schmigadoon.
Oh, I'm so glad. It's such a joy bomb to do too.
So we will talk Schmigadoon, but let's start with cats. I always ask your cat's introduction, but I know it. It's that you were introduced by your mom. So
yeah.
What was like, tell that story and let's dig deeper than what I read in that article.
Okay, yeah. So the year was 1998. I was 5 years old. And my mom, it was my first Broadway show. It was just a mom and me date. And we must have had seats on the aisles. Because I think at that time at the Winter Garden, they had like two sets. There was like an aisle down the middle. Of the theater, and then like there were 3 aisles total.
Okay.
And I think we were either, I don't know which one. We were on some aisle. My memory is that it was to my right, but it could have been, that's the memory of a 5-year-old. Basically, I watched the show, I'm enamored, and the actress playing Cassandra, the brown cat, crawls up and sits right next to us, and she looks up at me, and I look down at her, and as the legend goes, I went, "Good kitty." And I just started petting this actress. And bless her heart, she started like nuzzling into me, which I think is just delightful. And then the show ended, and I begged my mom to buy the VHS of the live capture they did in London. I think it had just come out too. And
yeah, it was a 1998 movie, so
yes.
That is exactly right after.
So it was my most treasured possession was that VHS. I played it every single day. And then I started teaching myself every single track. And I taught myself the choreography, and I would dance cats. And it was my obsession. Like I was training to be a swing before. I've never been a swing, actually, but it would have been very helpful. Yeah, I watched it every day. I pretended to be a different cat every day. Demeter was my spirit cat. She was the one I wanted to be.
Yeah, who do you want to be? So it's Demeter.
Yes, when I was that age, it was Demeter because I loved Ava May was the actress in the VHS, and she was so sexy to me without trying to be sexy. Like Bomb was obviously like the sex bomb, but she was also the like mature adult. Like she sings McCalla's too, but she also was a bit of a tortured soul, I felt. And so I was like, that's me. As I've gotten older, I identify more with Rumpelteazer because I'm a chaos monster. But I feel like my moon is in Demeter. My rising is, my sun sign is Rumpelteazer because I'm a Gemini, and I feel like Rumpelteazer is a Gemini, and she's a twin. So that's that. And then I would say my rising is in, I don't know, maybe I'm a double, I don't know. Anyway, that's all important. Those are the two that I identified with most.
I love it. So you're in your basement just learning every single track.
Yep.
And you're doing the whole thing yourself.
Correct. Well, I'd also not in my basement. My parents were ballroom dancers, and they had their own studio. And so I would watch it because I went to work with them. They couldn't afford childcare. So after school, I'd go to the studio with them, and I'd put it on the VHS and watch it there. And because it was a dance studio, I could like practice the dances.
Yeah, you're in the space. Like you're actually rehearsing.
I'm rehearsing. But my brother is 5 years younger than me, was like, because this went on for years, right? And so he was always so aggravated. I'm sure that CATS is still a big trauma spot for him. If if someone were to bring it up, he'd probably like, no, I don't need to see that ever again.
Did you make him perform with you?
No, I just
Okay.
there was one TV
nice of
and
you.
I commandeered it as
okay,
the older
yeah.
sibling. I was kind of a dictator. It was not fun.
I was to say, as someone who has an older sibling, there was a stretch where it's like, you're just doing whatever we're doing. And so I was ready for you to be like, nope, he's MESStoffelees today, or he's Rum Tum Tugger tonight, and you're going to make him do part of the dance with you.
No, couldn't take, because I wanted all those parts too. So no, couldn't take it.
I guess, you still have to take that role.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you, as a 5-year-old though,
Yeah.
how much of the story did you figure out? Like, what were you piecing together, if anything, or is it just they're cats?
They're cats. They're having a good time. They're dancing really pretty, and I want to be like them. They exude like, I think from a young age, I inherently understood sensuality and power of movement. And I was like kind of a pseudo-sexual awakening, but like less sexual and more like empowering, like how your body can create status and power. And like, that's what I got from it at a very young age.
Yeah.
Oddly.
No, I mean, I think that makes sense. Like there's a lot to that. It's such a unique show in the sense that there is an immense plot and no plot.
Right.
And I'm fascinated by, like, my mom also brought my sister as a young child. I was playing sports, so I was not even thought to be brought to see cats. But it was the same thing where I'm like, at that age, it makes a ton of sense. They're just cats. But then there's a very like raw sexual story that's in this that I'm like, this is an interesting choice to bring children to.
Yeah.
When you start learning the plot. So it's kind of this in between of where it's like the best children's show and the worst children's show at the same time.
Totally. Yeah, I completely understand that.
Okay. And I am completely fascinated by you just in a dance studio, like running the whole numbers. Which was the one that was the most challenging for you to do? Which track? Like who were you like, I can't really embody
That's
this one.
such a funny question. Honestly, Rumple Teaser, because I didn't have a partner.
That's true. You're doing the cartwheels by yourself.
Yeah, I was doing the cartwheels by myself, and I'm a great cartwheeler, but like I wanted to learn how to do the tandem ones. I never really wanted to be Grizz because she didn't do anything. I was like, yeah, she sings. Like that was the part that was lost on me as a child, was like the harrowing nature of the outcast. I didn't like that she was alone. I really liked when, in the British version, it's Jemima. We call her Syllabub in the US. Reaches out and sings with her. But I see like I imprinted on Cassandra because she was the one who got me into the world. But she didn't sing enough, and I wanted the feature. So I guess like who was the hardest track? Physically, Rumple Teaser, because I didn't have a partner. Mentally, Grizz, because I didn't want to be there. And then Old Deuteronomy too. I was just like, that's not any cat that just sat there. I was not interested in.
So you were dancing. Like this was more of the, like you were here to.
I was here to dance.
To do those numbers. Okay. Were you tapping Jenny Anydance's number?
No. So she probably was the hardest for me to do. I thought she was funny, but I was probably just like flailing. Like
okay.
I never had a tap lesson. Oh, the peaks and the pollicles. That was a number I skipped all the time too. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just all these memories are flooding back. I love doing the opening number. I love doing the Jellicle Ball. Oh, Victoria was the hardest because I couldn't dance it, but I thought I could. And she's the most technical cat too.
Well, there's also nobody lift. There's no lift for you still. You needed your brother, really.
Yeah, I needed my brother. Well, yeah, but he was too small at that point. He could lift me now, no problem. But at that point, absolutely not.
Did you do Growl Tiger's Last Stand?
I did not, because it wasn't part of the VHS.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So I was truly like, all my memories are about.
It's just
that VHS. And now Jellicle Ball I saw recently, which, oh my God.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Jellicle Ball 2016 and 2019.
I missed 2016. Wait, 2016?
2016 was a revival with Andy Blake Bueller's choreography.
No, I missed all of them.
Missed all of it. Okay.
I missed all the revivals. This is the Jellicle Ball 2026 is the first revival I have seen. of that production, and it gave me my life. I don't think I've ever experienced that much joy in a theater, because I was like, oh my God, it makes sense for the first time ever. I thought it was so stunning putting these poems, like just the simplicity of the naming of cats. When you put that on a culture that embodies non-binary people and transgender people and who have to find families outside of their home, like it just, the profundity was not lost on me, and the fact that they did it with like the most incredible dancing is and sisterhood and community. I'm such a fan. But okay, wait. Now I'm going on a tangent. Here's what I will say. I never saw any of the revivals, but have you seen? There is a incredible YouTube video called Mr. Messtoff. Have you seen this?
Not only have I seen it, I have been
you are him.
trying to get him to come on. So
do you know who he is?
I do know who he is. I know who also uploaded that video. It's up there in my of the random obscure episodes I've been trying to get for the Cats fandom. I recently knocked off an episode with someone from the BYU Idaho Cats, which I don't know if you saw that whole thing. I can send you some follow-ups on this. Okay. That was a decision with how a very religious school decided to do Cats not in unitards and not in a very different costume.
Oh no!
That had to honor their school's honor code.
Sure.
So that was one of my goals. And Mr. MESStoffelees is definitely one. I know who's uploaded it. I talked to the person who uploaded it. I know the story behind it, which is actually...
What is it?
So he was part of the choreography team.
Right,
and
he had to step in.
Very, very last... I think it was either at intermission or a last-second injury call-out. And it was like, he's the only one in the building that even can remotely do the dance numbers. And so he jumped in to do it, but obviously it went viral for the wrong reason. So I have been in touch. I really want him to come on to share a story, because I think the story is actually really interesting of like that day and how that happened.
Sure.
And then the like aftermath of that. Because I know a lot of people like hate on it, but
does he have trauma surrounding it?
I think so. And I think that's probably why he doesn't want to bring it back up.
Yeah, of course. Well, I hope he knows that it brings people...
any of it.
Yeah, and I hope people know, like, he knows that it brings people so much joy. But, I mean, to be fair, like, I have comedy brain. So seeing that, I am just, like, you gave the world such a gift. And what I love about that video is how hard he tries. And he is smiling through it all. He's giving it his best performance. And oh my God, when he tries to lift open that ribbon and he goes right into it, it's amazing. I love that he tried. I love the applause on the fouettes, even as he's tiring out. I love that, like, at the end, the barrel turns get lower and lower to the ground. And I love when he does the final cross down stage, and it almost looks like he's prepping for a final turn, but then he claps instead and buttons. I think it's genius. I truly hope that he doesn't have so much trauma surrounding this, because it has given so many people so much joy. And we are not laughing at him. We are laughing. Actually, I hate the term laughing with him. We're laughing at the situation. It's true. We're laughing at what happened, but I hope that he is able to laugh at it too, because it's, wow.
I would hope so. Like, as someone who can't do any of this and had no part in, like, I can't dance, I can't sing.
Sure.
Like, if I got put on at the last second to do that, it would be a viral video as well. But like, this is someone who kept a show from having to stop for a night. Like,
that's
you know, like,
amazing. He's a hero.
This is live theater, and I do love that. Like, I love an understudy moment. I love the like split tracks when you hear those, because it's what makes theater really unique to me.
Totally.
And it's like, I don't know. I grew up playing sports and watching those things. Someone gets injured, someone else just goes out there and plays for them, and they're probably not as good as the person that they're replacing. And potentially, I mean, that's different on Broadway, I think. But you know, like, you look at the professional athletes, it's like, yeah, the bench player isn't as good as the starter,
right? But
they're still a professional athlete, and it's like, this is still someone who was part of that production and kept the show from stopping, probably at intermission. And, it's unfortunate that it's gotten I think that some people feel like they're laughing at it, but I wanted to have him on so much to hear the story, because I think it's a fascinating piece of like the lore of Cats, which also has so many of these. I mean, it'll probably by the time this comes out, I'll probably have posted it. But I just learned that there's a Rum Tum Tugger joke in Tropic Thunder, the movie, like that I had never pieced together because like I watched that movie years ago when it came out. And I'm like, there's so many of these where it's like, oh, there's just like this, somebody wanted to make a catch joke and they threw it in there.
Totally.
And the lore for 40 plus years, 45, whatever we're at now, it just keeps going.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Incredible.
Okay. So you saw Jellicle Ball. I want to go back a little bit because as a CATS like stan and lover, like there's a group that was worried. And so you came in and you had the same reaction, it sounds like, that I did, which was like, oh my God, this is CATS and something else that makes it so fun.
Yes. And that the Jellicle Moon is the disco ball. Brilliant. Brilliant. I'm obsessed. I love the McCavity take. Laomi. Oh, I was terrified of McCavity as a kid, which we were supposed to be. McCavity is terrifying.
The villain, for sure.
The villain. But like the fact that McCavity is just stealing, like she's a thief, which is true, but like she steals clothes because that's what they did in ball culture too. They didn't have enough money. There were people who would shoplift these designer items, and that like the cops became the villains sorry, spoiler alert for those who haven't listened, but like, the cops take away old Deuteronomy who stands up for McCavity. I was so bowled over by the genius and the respect of the revival. I thought it was so smartly directed. I don't think I've ever seen a better like show being flipped on its head than this revival. Truly,
it's a true reimagining.
It's a true reimagining with a very clear storyline. Because besides, and I love CATS, don't get me wrong, but besides that, like, we're all just waiting on Deuteronomy to choose who's going to go to the Heaviside lair, and that Grisabelle is the outcast, the old glamour cat who, gets redemption. There's not much of a story. It's just CATS. But isn't that story that, like, Gillian Lynn was trying to get, or no, it was the director.
It's Trevor Nunn.
Trevor Nunn was trying to get some meaning about, like, what does this represent? What these cat and Angela was like, Trevor, it's just about CATS.
Yeah.
That's it. But the Jellicle Ball elevates it and says it's not just about CATS, it's about a community. And it's about a community that comes together when the world shuns them. And I love it.
When I walked out the first time I saw it as someone who did a lot of humor writing and I was kind of like poking fun out of it, I was like, well, the plot is, and I was like kind of annoyed at the lack of like the true story arc that you were looking for wasn't there. But I was like, the plot's really, there's a cult that gets together once a year, they have an orgy and then they kill one. Yeah. And like, that's essentially the story.
It's so dark.
It's so dark, but that's why I'm like, accurate. It's great to bring your 5-year-old to this, but that is like, that's really it. Cause there's not a lot of like 100% facts. And then for the Jellicle Ball, like you mentioned, I love the McCavity. I'll call it a change in the story arc because I always thought it was weird that if McCavity is supposed to be old Deuteronomy's son, which is the way a lot of productions play it, and it's weird that he's capturing his dad. Like that's like a part of the, like, we're just going to accept that he's like kidnapping his dad to stop this ritual is a little strange to me.
Well, he's got a lot of issues, a lot of daddy issues, and don't many of us cats have that. So,
Completely. I fear to ask, but did you see the 2019 movie?
Oh, yes, I did. I saw the butthole version.
Yeah. Okay. Same.
I saw it with Caitlin Kinnunen twice, and the first time we saw it together in a movie theater, we went to Lincoln Center to watch it, and it was like, in that scene in Singing in the Rain where they had the test audience and the audience is talking at the screen and laughing so hard. That was our experience. Yeah. It was a communal, we have to laugh at what we're witnessing because it is unfortunately so atrocious.
I'm glad you had the same experience as I did too. I went to a press viewing.
God.
It was what started this podcast.
Press viewing. Did you guys feel like you had to be polite?
No, so that's what made it so funny is I didn't go to the opening, but I went to a press version and I'm like, this is just media and family and friends. Like that's the only people in this audience that's filled. And it was the same thing. It was like people are laughing at moments that aren't supposed to be funny. And I was like, this is going to be an experience. And I still I wish it had a Rocky Horror kind of turn where it's there could be a version of this that's kind of entertaining because there's such talent in that movie in terms of performers and dancers. And
I don't know how they got Judi Dench just to be in a movie with Jason Derulo. I don't know how that happened.
I still am convinced I could edit. If someone with editing skills can edit the footage they have, there's a good movie there.
Okay. I'll believe it when I see it.
That's my hot take. Okay. Any last hot takes on CATS before we pivot to Schmigadoon?
Hot takes.
Yeah. Do you have any? Yeah. Do you want to ruffle some CATS Jellicle feathers? Any fandom feathers? Any lore you want to add?
I don't think so. I'll see if it comes up. But at the moment, I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
So
we can go. My rapid fire at the end is also all CATS. So we'll get back into the little CATS world. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back for more of The Wrong Cat Died. Let's talk about Schmigadoon.
Yeah.
I watched the show when it came out on Apple. I had so much fun in the theater when I came to see you all. How has it been, taking this role where it's something that is, was on TV that's known, but now bringing it onto a stage where it's kind of built to be made?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. I mean, our audiences have been so vocal and responsive, and Cinco Paul originally wrote it to be a stage musical. Mm-hmm. But because a lot of his connections were in TV, that's the way it ended up. And I think it works better as a stage musical because it's succinct and the storyline kind of flows into another, and there's more momentum that happens because of it. And there's this extra meta thing, right? Where they're trapped in a musical, in a Broadway musical on Broadway. And that's very fun. And it's fun for the audience to have. And I really believe that the Josh character is the secret weapon of the show because he is always voicing what we are always thinking about musicals. In my number, when, he comes into the classroom and they all say, "Good morning, Dr. Skinner." And he goes, "You do realize these are all actually adults, right?" He is the audience's way in to feel like they're not ostracized from this world, but that they can also dive headfirst. And that's really, it's so smart on Cinco's part, and it's paying off in dividends with our 12 Tony nominations, and with our audiences are getting bigger and bigger, and the word of mouth is great, and we're the best reviewed show of the season. So I've been told. I don't read any of them, but I see it on our theater when we walk by. So yeah, it's been really exciting.
What would you say to someone who hasn't seen the show or is maybe less familiar with musicals in general about what to expect when they're coming in to see it?
What would I say? I would say that even if you don't like musicals or don't know about it, you are going to laugh at this. Mm-hmm. Because luckily one of our protagonists, like I said, Josh, is your way in because he is you. He is the viewer who is in unfamiliar territory and grows to love it and grows to find some meaning in it. And also, regardless of the fact that it's musicals, we have a kick-ass cast full of kind of Chris Catelli calls us Broadway's Avengers. It's just people doing their magic trick really well, one right after the other. And that's really exciting to watch. So I don't think you'll be bored. I think there's a character for everybody to come into, and you're going to laugh a lot.
Yeah, it's there's only a handful of shows. I mean, there's more and more coming, but there are a lot of shows that they're a little heavy. They're great, but they kind of you walk out and you need a drink. And This is something you walk out smiling and laughing and having a great time. And I, as someone who, now knows more about Broadway, having started this podcast, but didn't know as much going in, I knew probably half the references. And then I had a friend that was with me who's kept hitting me and being like, this is this one, which was really fun. Because it is parroting some of the classical musicals that are in there in those moments. Even yours, I believe, is Music Man, right? That is kind of a big part of that. Mm-hmm.
Totally.
So, okay. I love it. I love to do this. So I will love to cast the Schmigadoon cast, but with the CATS characters.
I'm obsessed.
I want to think about which personality, and I know you've played them all. So you're gonna have to bring in which personality would be the best person to play that Schmigadoon character.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to go in order here. So
Okay.
let's start with Josh.
Josh is like, I kind of want to say he's your Rum Tum Tugger. No, he can't be Rum Tum Tugger. He can't be Rum Tum Tugger because Danny Bailey is Rum Tum Tugger.
Okay.
Dang it.
That's yep.
Okay. So Danny Bailey is Rum Tum Tugger. So I'm going out of order because I have to.
Well, let's just do them. Yeah, because
Josh.
I have Danny Bailey as Rum Tum Tugger as well.
Danny Bailey has to be Rum Tum Tugger because he's the rapscallion, and Rum Tum Tugger is a rapscallion.
Yeah, that was the easiest one, I think, of all of them.
Yeah, Josh is hard. Like, he might be. Oh no, Josh is Grisabella.
Oh, interesting.
Josh is Isabella because he's the outcast, because he doesn't belong in the group, but by the end he gets accepted and understands the meaning of it all.
I do like that. I had him as Monkish Trap just because he kind of narrates for me.
I know, and but I think that's too easy.
But it doesn't match the personality as much.
No.
But Grisabella's good. I like Grisabella.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Melissa?
Well, she loves it all, right? So like I feel like she is your Jenny Any Dots or Jelly Lorem, who's like is that true? Do I believe in that? She's also really funny. So yeah, Jenny Any. Who do you
I
have?
somebody different for Jelly Lorem.
Jelly Lorem? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know who I think is Jelly Lorem?
No.
I think it's your character.
Because she's a teacher. Yeah, I kind of get that.
Caretaker, kind of keeping stuff in order.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. That tracks.
I had Melissa's Demeter. A little bit of a tortured soul.
Yeah, I see that.
Kind of bopping around with different people. Ends up with Doc for a minute. That's trying there. That's probably the wrong choice.
Right.
That's some cavity.
Is Doc like Alonzo? Who's Doc?
Doc, I really struggle with because I felt a little bit of Tugger, which is like kind of doing whatever he wants, but
yeah,
he didn't really fit anywhere perfectly for me. That was one of the harder ones for me too. Again, this is probably the most difficult casting I've had.
This is really hard. I'm getting a download that the mayor is Skimbleshanks.
The mayor is okay
because he's a conductor. He conducts the town.
I could see that. I was debating Skimbleshanks with the mayor or the Reverend.
I don't think the Reverend is what do I want to say? I feel like the Reverend is a little too meek.
Okay.
To be Skimble.
I had the mayor also as debating old Deuteronomy.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Sure.
And then I had Florence as Jenny Any Dots. Because she's kind of like a little, I don't want to say aloof, but she's in her own little world at times. But then she also is inviting him to stay in and taking care of them. So she's got a little bit of that motherly love.
Yeah. Okay.
What about Mildred?
Well, Mildred's got to be McCavity.
Right. Okay. That's
an easy one.
That was the easy one.
That's the easy one. Mildred is McCavity.
And then the last one's Betsy.
Betsy's tough. I don't think she's not Bomb because Bomb's too mature. So she's got to be a kitten. So I think she's, etc. The one who just screamed the entire time.
Yeah, okay.
I think she's that one.
I had her possibly as Victoria, but probably still.
Victoria's too innocent.
Yeah. Okay.
No, she's got to be boy crazy. And I think that's etc. or Electra or whatever, which one. You get that?
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we missed anybody? Did that cover everybody?
The Reverend. We haven't cast the Reverend.
We haven't cast the Reverend.
What did I cast the Reverend as? Gus the theater cat.
Gus. Could be Gus.
He feels not as shaky and near the end of life, but in terms of that sentimentality, that sweetness.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got Gus energy.
What is your favorite part of Schmigadoon? What's your favorite moment in the show?
I have a few. I mean, to dance with all your heart. Doing that, my number is when it goes well, is very rewarding and fun. But my favorite beat that I have in the show is I know it's not even a line. It's when Carson or Josh gives Carson a kazoo.
Yeah.
And then I come on stage and I look at Josh I've fallen in love, and I do this giant ridiculous gasp and clutch my pearls. and it always gets like kills. It always
Yes.
kills. It gets a great big laugh. Watch it not get a laugh tonight. But it usually is like, no matter what, a sleigh. And like, I'm really proud of that moment because that was one that's not in the script. I just did it in rehearsal one day and the room laughed, and I brought it into previews and the theater laughed, and it was like, okay. And it's really, I think I love that moment so much because as Emma Tate, I'm not the laugh assassin, right? Like, because I'm more of the leading lady in a supporting role. So I'm more understated. And I'm very privileged to, like be carrying the mantle of the heart, but like, I don't have the knockdown, drag out laughs inherently because of who I play. So to have that one moment feels really good.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it is. You're more the heartfelt moments. Like you're the heart of the show. Do you have your ensembles working their tail off?
Best
dancing?
ensemble I've ever been in. They have 120 Broadway credits amongst them. Just want to say.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite ensemble dance number? Like, what's your favorite one of the ones they did?
I thought you were going to ask me if I had a favorite ensemble member, and I said you can't do that.
I'm not going to make you do that.
His favorite, Lover Spat. Not Lover Spat. Sorry, no, Cross That Bridge. The reason I love Cross That Bridge so much is because it is just the ensemble and Josh, and I feel like you see each of them individually carve out such specific characters and reactions to crossing the bridge and leaving. And they're all each so different from one another. And they're dancing and singing their faces off. It's at the end of the act where they have been going nonstop. Like the first act really is the ensemble show. We don't have a show without this ensemble. And like, they are the most three-dimensional, funniest, warmest group of professionals. They're so good at what they do. And I feel like that is most on display during Cross That Bridge at the end of Act 1. And I get down early because I come on right afterwards, and I love watching the monitor, both of the stage and watching the conductor cam where I can see behind them and see who the response is. There's one specific moment that I like, the last person that Josh chooses to cross the bridge always gets this like crazy response. And I always watch to see when the audience members are going to get it, if they're going to laugh, when they're going to lose it. And they always do. And it gives me so much joy.
It is, again, such a fun show. I'm so glad that you all got all the nominations you did. And this will come out before the Tonys. So hopefully that is leading into a bunch of wins for you all and a long run. And then I think I saw a tour. So
exciting.
Really cool to see. Just such a fun show. And I had a blast. I had so much fun in the theater. And that to me is like, I really appreciate that. And this day and age, to go in and have your night be fun and heartfelt and funny and just a good time.
Totally.
And also seeing that level of incredible talent. They're just, everybody is doing, I like how you said it, like everyone is doing their thing and just at the like highest level.
Yeah, 100%.
We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back for more of The Wrong Cat Died. Okay, let's go back to some Catch Rapid Fire.
Okay,
so
let's do it.
Ask these questions for you. These questions are coming for you as Izzy. I want you to answer them as Izzy. So,
got it.
Who would you want to play if you could go on for a one night in Cats? Does not matter if you, male, female, age, whatever. Just if you could go on and do any of them, who do you want to perform as?
Bomb ballerina.
Okay. Favorite and least favorite cat from a personality. So like, who would you want to hang out with and who would bug you to hang out with?
Ooh, that's good. I want to hang out with Cassandra. You want to know something? Why? Because she doesn't try too hard. She's like, you can come to me. I'm going to have a great time over here. And I feel like she's got thoughts and opinions. She's a Taurus, right? She's like, I am the receiver of the zodiac sign. Y'all let me know when you got your shit together and I'll join. So I feel like we'd have good conversations. Who would rub me the wrong way? Or least, I feel like, honestly, Rum Tum Tugger. Dude, okay, we get it. You've got a big cat dick. Like, I'm bored. I get you're hot. I get you're sexy. Let's move it along. I've had plenty of those men in my past, and I'm not looking for any more in the future.
No more, no more Rum Tum Tuggers.
No.
What is your favorite song in the show?
McCavity. It's so sexy.
If we could put one cat in Schmigadoon, which cat are you putting in Schmigadoon and where are they going?
Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm going to put Skimbleshanks in Schmigadoon because I feel like there should be a train station in Schmigadoon. And how funny would it be if Skimbleshanks just like Josh and Melissa just got on a train that went nowhere? They thought it would, but it's just Skimbleshanks, the railway cat. That's where
I like
that's
it.
Where I put
I like it. I feel like it could pull up to the carnival.
For sure. Yes, Danny Bailey's. Yes, he takes you right from like church to the carnival.
Yeah, you could have a
Mills
train
and
at the
Layton would
carnival.
love that. Yeah.
Okay. The most important question is, I've argued at length, I don't think Grisabelle's the right Jellicle choice. So I want to hear who is your Jellicle choice and why.
You want to know who it is? It's Jelly Lorem. And you want to know why? Because she's old herself and she is working her ass off taking care of all these other cats. And she is so selfless. She needs to get poured back into. So she needs to take a break. She needs a rest. She is the unsung hero of cats. That's my take.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah,
not Grisabella, so that's the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
No, I do like Jelly Lorem is the idea to actually give up your opportunity to potentially go to allow the person you're caring for to go is like
so sweet.
A story that like, you know, there's always like, what's the meaning behind old Deuteronomy's decision? It's this redemption arc, and there's meaning behind picking Jelly Lorem.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. This has been so fun. How can people stay in touch with you? And we'll obviously put all the Schmigadoon links and social media stuff as well. Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Izzy McCalla. I posted one TikTok, but I'm not that girl. Maybe I'll do some more if the social media manager gets on me. But, yeah, has you.
But yeah, you can see me on Instagram.
So you can go watch the one TikTok. Or on Instagram.
Yeah.
Which is probably also on Instagram.
Correct. It is. Yeah. It is. And I'm sure at some point there'll be a second, but it'll probably be a year from now. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And run to see Schmigadoon. Please do. Come see it as soon as possible. And then if, after the awards, it's hopefully have a bunch more things to add to that banner that you walk by every day. Yes. Well, this was so fun. I'm so glad I got to hear the full-on studio performance for many years. I would like you to tell your brother that I'm disappointed he did not debut at the studio. I think there was an opportunity. Okay. I will. I'll let him know. And this was so fun. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. And thanks everyone else for listening to this episode of The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of Catastrophe. To follow along, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast. Follow us on social media at The Wrong Cat Died, or check our website, thewrongcatdied.com.